as we celebrate International Women's Day, March 8th every year, and Trinidad and Tobago, of course, celebrating in its own way as well as the rest of the world also celebrates and observe this day, International Women's Day. And to celebrate, to observe with us is an icon of Trinidad and Tobago, someone who has made it through the Calypso arena as a woman, a young woman, making it through, getting pelted at Skinner Park and still, you know, taking the horse by the reins and, you know, just doing what she wanted to do, what she needed to do, and really, you know, someone who is an icon of Trinidad and Tobago for women in Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome, Denyse Plummer.
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Okay.
I receive it. Thank you. Yes, and I'm still here. Isn't that amazing after so many years?
You persevered.
Wow.
And, you know, that was as a young woman, a young girl, actually, at the point in time, seeing you at Skinner Park and hearing that beautiful voice pelting out over one of the toughest crowds, or the toughest crowd in Trinidad and Tobago, getting that toilet paper pelted. And I was like so proud of you because, you know, after that, you picked yourself up, you dusted yourself off and say, this is not going to end me. Tell us about your...
Boy. You know, people underestimate the word courage. And a lot of us don't even know how much courage we can muster up until the time has come. So courage is a very good word to focus on, no matter how young you are or in whatever job you're in or whatever situation you're in. You know, there will always be times. For me, it was being stoned in Skinner Park by 15,000 people live on national television. But for a lot of people, it's in their office, it's in their homes, it's in their family, where there's a lot of jealousy and people don't like to see people do well, excel. You know, that is the time. If you're failing, you find a lot of people are always on your side. Don't mind that, darling. You're good looking, don't worry them. But from the time you start to do well, or you have something that becomes threatening to others, you know, that's when they try to crush you and bring you down and bad talk you and all this sort of thing. It happens in every walk of life. And I found the courage at the time to stand up for my rights because I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I knew that they were just trying to stop me from reaching my goal. So I don't want it to be focused on Skinner Park and Denyse Plummer getting pelted by toilet paper and missiles and oranges and potties and beer bottles. I want you to, I like people to focus on the strength that you need to find at the time to finish what you have started and to believe in yourself.
That
you know?
Is what put you where you are now. That is what, how
Yes.
you got to where you are
And at
now.
the time I couldn't see why it was happening to me, but now I see what God had planned for me. And if I didn't go through that, I would not have been as famous and as popular as fast as I did become. You know?
Tell me what it was like being a woman in the industry, in the Calypso. You're no longer singing that type of Calypso. You've now moved on, but we'll get to that. But what was it like, and especially a young woman in Calypso that was so male-dominated at the time?
Yes.
And getting through that, what struggles did you encounter?
A lot of people seem to think that because it was male-dominated at that time, well, first of all right, so people thought it was male-dominated, but the men were not against the women then. I was very fortunate to have a lot of the male Calypsonians support me, teach me, guide me, so that I became good quickly, you know, and the history of the Calypso, where we came from and how it got there. And people like Black Stallion that taught me a lot of the history of Calypso and how to work the stage, and Kitchener, you know, who taught me, you know, what people look for and a standard, to keep a classy standard. And none of his Calypsonians male went on stage without a jacket. That was Kitchener's thing. Hat or jacket, tie, everything. He put class into it, you know, and you know, even All Rounder helped me to write my first song and encouraged me. So I got mostly encouragement from the males. At that time, they were just about, I don't know, I would say about 25 women in Calypso when I started. And now today, there are over 250 women. And in my day when I started, women didn't rule Road March and rule Monarch and these sorts of things. And I have been blessed to be there long enough to see many women win the Monarch many times, Calypso Monarch, which is the highest honor in the land, including myself, which I just feel so blessed to have been a part of. And I've lived to see women win the Road March more than Calypso Rose. Calypso Rose was really the only one that had done it in years gone by. So I've seen the women in Calypso come a long way, and I think we were helped tremendously by the men in Calypso, which I'm very grateful for. And we were taught how to behave, how to dress, how to not let it be a slutty thing anymore, to let it be a classy thing where the young ones are looking up to you, you know, as a teacher or prophet, you know, because the children believe everything that comes out of your mouth. That's why we have to be so careful as women, what we sing about, how we behave when we sing Calypso.
Now, International Women's Day, March 8th, it's celebrated across the world, right here in Trinidad and Tobago as well. You know, we've got our own celebrations going on. What does it mean to you? And there's so much that's happening now with Me Too and all these different drives that are taking place with women standing up and saying, you know, we're not taking this anymore.
Yeah.
You were lucky in the Calypso industry, and I'm glad to know that, you know,
I was unlucky in the beginning, but it turned out that it was for my good fortune.
Yes. And that you learned with, I mean, people like Kitchener, Stalin, I mean, the greats of the industry, the people who really, you know, laid the foundation. So you had a great foundation. But what is it, what does it mean for you now, seeing women going through so much? You were lucky, as I said, but seeing other women and in Trinidad and Tobago, worldwide as well, going through so many different things. We hear about sexual harassment, all these different things taking place in the workplace. What does it mean to you and that struggle that women are going through as well now? And what do you think that women, I mean, we're trying to be empowered more now, and we do have, it seems as if we're having more of a voice now. What does it mean to you?
Oh, it's a wonderful thing. It's really wonderful because back in my day, you know, we had organizations like NWAC that really seek the interests of women in this country and the standards of women and fought for them. And there were other fractions also. But now the whole world is becoming very aware of what's going on with women. There's still so much nonsense that's going on with women. Yes, we have come from far and doing jobs that only men used to do 40, 50 years ago, but that's not enough because we're still being used and abused and expected to shut up. And you know, a lot of women in the world are standing up now and saying, we're not going to shut up anymore. And because they are doing that, you see that they have the government ministers starting to back them now, and talks are starting to happen within the governments of the different countries and so on, where we as women are looking for the backing of people who have say. And it's so beautiful now, you see in America with what's going on, and it's calling out all the men who have been getting away with nonsense for so many years because of who they are and what job they've been doing and how famous they are and how much money they have. That's not supposed to matter. And we have to speak for on behalf of our young girls coming up. If we don't do something about it now, we're just asking history to repeat itself all over again for our the next generation. So I'm just very pleased when I see all these women all over the world, whether it's the Grammys wearing black and the Emmys wearing black, and people making a stance and making a statement. We're not dealing with it anymore, and I would like to see more of that happen in Trinidad and Tobago, because our men here, I love you men, nicest men in the world, best looking men in the world, but we have some men here that need, you know, to be straightened.
Now, you're also, and congratulations, back in 2011, Hummingbird Gold, so congratulations to you. I think you deserve more.
Oh, thank you.
Your journey, you started off Calypso, but you have changed. You have decided to do different things with your life now. Tell us about Denyse and where you are now, why that took place, the woman that you are now, and that other women in Trinidad and Tobago can actually look up to.
I think to whom much is given, much is expected. And I was given so much. You know, God has been really good to me. I mean, when I look at my wall of titles and plaques and trophies and so on, you know, I wonder what did I do to deserve all that? But you know, God has had his hand on me all these years, and I've had so many successes, you know, 10 Calypso Queen titles, Calypso Monarch, Young King title, Hummingbird Gold Medal. I mean, and sometimes I wonder, I feel like I needed to do so much more to be worthy of all that I've received. But at the end of the day, I know it's time, when it's time to give back. You know, taking, receiving. Sometimes you have to now start to give. And I just got a call. I got a spiritual call one day saying, Denyse, I need you to do my work for me now. You know, you've worked for everybody else. Now you're famous and you're popular. I want to use what I've made you become now for me. So I changed my life. I got baptized. I am working for the Lord now. I'm only doing spiritual recordings and songs, and I wrote a book.
Yes,
you know, the Lord, you know, I wrote a book. Whoever thought I would have author at the end of my name, songwriter, singer, author, you know, but that call gave me such strength. And I just, you know, my pastor kept saying, Denyse, write your life story. Write your life story from the day you were born to where you're at now. Because so many things that happen in my life could be an inspiration to other people. Yeah. I have not been a privileged child. If you read that book, you will see that the struggles me and my family had to go through to get to where I am today. You know, so everybody please go out and buy a book called The Crossover by Denyse Plummer, autobiography.
And it says, My Journey from Revelry to Righteousness.
Yes, so you know, I'm joyful in what I am doing now, you know, and I'm studying the Bible, and I'm singing gospel songs, and I'm doing many services. I've traveled to Israel, you know, to Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Tel Aviv, and, you know, just singing about the goodness of the Lord. I've been to Africa, Abuja, Nigeria. I've been to Holland, you know, with God's work. And people said I'll never travel again because I stopped singing Calypso. But the places I've been to, you know, Calypso could not take me to those places, but Calypso took me throughout the world, and I'm very grateful to my culture and my country, and the love and respect that people have given me here, and all my achievements. I will never knock it, but now the time has come where I need to go in a different direction. The same fire and passion and madness, you know, but a different message.
So is it like gospel-ipso that you would be
saying? Soca, groovy soca, power soca, reggae, you know, the ballads, everything that I used to do,
but with sing everything.
Exactly, and but just a different message, you know. So I'm really enjoying it.
Now you talk about your struggles growing up, that it wasn't easy for you. I want to learn a little bit more about that, and especially as a mother and a wife, and bringing up children in the industry and other things that you're doing, because you know there's always that pressure on the mother to be there, take care of the family. What was that like for you?
It was difficult, but it was also, I was also blessed because I had family. I had a strong support system. And the woman is always very important in the home, because even though the man goes out, he works hard, he comes in, he loves his children, he loves his wife. The woman is the one that needs to nurture that child's spirit, that child's morals, that child's patience and understanding and love. You know, do homework, say prayers, you know, make sure they get to bed on the same time every night, put stability in their lives. So a woman is very, very important in the home. My children were born knowing mommy is traveling often, but daddy was always there. Granddad was always there. Grandpa was always there, and granny was always there. And then my sister, who was my manager my whole life, sometimes she wouldn't go with me, and she will take care of my babies and be there. And then I make sure and call every day and speak to them. And, you know, so I was really fortunate to be able to travel, do my career, and still be a big part of my children's life, you know, so.
Denyse Plummer, oh my goodness, you know, you are, and I said it at the beginning, you are someone that Trimbagonians, all young women, and even the young men as well, because we need to learn from the women as well, and, you know, get that gentle side to the men, not that macho that we always tend to see. You are an inspiration to women of Trinidad and Tobago through your struggles to where you are now. I thank you for all that you have given to us in Trinidad and Tobago, and I want to wish you happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much, and I thank Trinidad and Tobago for all that they have given to me, and I say to the women in this country, you have to own your own happiness. Your kids cannot make you happy, your car can't make you happy, your house cannot make you happy. You have to cut out your own part. You have to be responsible for your own joy and your own peace. Women are strong, and we can do it. And we are beautiful, and we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes. Happy Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day, everyone. Thank you so much.